1 second. Not yet. 1 second, Noble.
Okay, all right.
1 second.
Still setting up the stream card.
Yeah, I like to start at about like the 4 or 5 minute mark. You feel me? So give it 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Let me get my tea. Yep. We're about to get started right now. Just had to get my libation started. Yep. Cause I'm thirsty. Cause I'm thirsty. Cause I'm thirsty. Boom. Noble Alonzo is in the building. Noble Alonzo is in the house.
Big bro, a low.
Peace, 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 peace.
Peace,
I'm
peace,
traveling,
peace.
but I'm able to got a game in like an
Islam.
hour.
Islam.
Islam.
All right, give us 1 second. We about to get right started.
About to start this thing off right.
No, I'm waiting for that album to drop. No,
Yeah, it's coming. I'm finishing up my last two songs. Not really trying to make sure it sound right in the mix. I'm gonna actually get a post mastering done, so I'm gonna just pay for it or whatever. But before I send it, I'm gonna kind of mix it myself the way I kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? So when they do it, they're just bringing out the sound quality or improving the sonic quality of it.
it's
Peace, peace. I'm ready whenever you're ready, Noble.
Yes, sir. Let's get started. We live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and we on.
Peace, 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 all my brothers and all my sisters on this beautiful Saturday. Saturday, we do our adapt and history class as I synchronize a little history and civics. A lot of my family has been tuning in. A lot of educators been tuning in. One of my colleagues said, "She tell them people to treat you just like they treat their pastor." They say don't. You say what, Noble Brian?
I seen that Creflo Dollar video for the first time, and it was a little. He was running across the money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I tell people, if you love what's going on, we should have no problem giving a donation. Because we'd go to church, send our kids with money, and come home and talk about the pastor. But we say we love this what's going on. We have to really, really wake up. Especially when I talk about tax codes, when I talk about resurrecting ourselves historically and educational wise, we have to know what I'm saying about tax codes. We have to know all this stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to give our Moorish American prayer, or can my noble Brian please do our Moorish American prayer?
With pleasure. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Malakim, Ayah Asha Ali, Hotep, Islam, Amen, peace, 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 peace.
One of my nobles said, "What's your tell them your cash app? It's Cash App $KGB." I'm gonna start sharing. I'm gonna start sharing a lot of stuff with people saying that have been following me for years. was like, man, you shouldn't have to even be asking for this. All the wisdom and the academia is priceless. So what I'm getting ready to do before we get into the subtopic, I'm waiting for my Muti to join. I'm going to show y'all an extensive library. I wouldn't even call it extensive, but I'm going to go over some history that some of us may know. Some of us might not even have an idea. But these is the things that I call elementary wisdom. So if your kid is going to school for any academia, say they're an athlete, say they get hurt, the first thing they're going to be like, I'm nothing, it's over, without them knowing who they are, without them knowing that how they made up in the image of God. All this stuff is valuable. When you ask our kids who they are and adults, you're not just an athlete. You have wisdom, and that's just one tool in your toolbox. Understand that. So, ooh, that was good. A lot of things I'm going to talk about. When I talk about history and law and spirituality must synchronize. When I say Negro, black, and color, it's synonymous to slave. So when I talk about white by law, legal construct. White by law, when you must know things, this is scholarship. All this is scholarship, the legal construction of race, revised and updated, the 10th anniversary edition. See, this is science and law that academia we speak on. I hear a lot of echo. So, when I speak on a trustee on arrest and false imprisonment, I hope everyone writing this stuff down, because what I do is academia. You have to know all this stuff. This is what they teach at Harvard, and you get these cronies telling you what's not important. You need to know a trustee on arrest and false imprisonment, the definition of false imprisonment, arrest without warrant, breach of peace and felony arrest, defense to unlawful arrest, the use of a warrant in arrest, bringing arrest persons before a magistrate. All this science that you must know historically, and what I teach in academia to help you. You see? You see? And then when I get into more historical documents, when I speak on life, liberty, and property. Life, liberty, and property. From life, liberty, and property by a European scholar that books cost a grip, that I was able to study and get all the wisdom. That's why I'm able to operate on this earth plane and can't be tampered with. By Charles A. Wiseman, the subject of this science, and this is a whole course that they teach at Harvard, examines the meaning behind the phrase life, liberty, and property, and its role in our history, all at Oxford and Cambridge. The rights of life, liberty, and property entails all that is important in our earthly life. Thus, all political conflicts between people and their governments have centered around this concept. Learn what due process of law and the law of the land really mean in regards to the protection of your rights. We ain't talking about no civil rights. Where you get civil rights from? It got to be something you get civil rights from. You got to be understanding what human rights are. It must be remembered that one who does not understand the law does not understand his or her rights, and is thus no better off than one who has none. And that's what Negro, Black, and African American is. You have no rights. This science contains this coursework, the critical legal and historical information needed to reestablish your rights and political foundations, which are being destroyed. This ain't no Negro no more stuff. See, I deal with academia. This is recommended reading. This is a whole course, like lesson 1, as I've done all over. Life, liberty, and property. Just chapter 1, the basics of life, liberty, and property, definition of life, liberty, and property, historical origin of law, aka a self-government introduction. When I talk about the law of the land, the law and the natural law of the land, the Magna Carta and English law, confirmation of Magna Carta, the law of the land, American law of the land, the unwritten Constitution of the United States, the political conflict over liberty, conflicts in biblical history, English law and the Norman conquest, King John and the Magna Carta, the political conflict over liberty, law above government. Yeah, it's a law above government. The religious aspect of life, liberty, and property. I can go on and on. When I talk about Qurans that a lot of our brothers don't know, well, right here is one of Thomas Jefferson's Qurans. Thomas Jefferson was inaugurated on a Quran. Did y'all know that? Did anybody know that? See? So Thomas Jefferson was inaugurated on a Quran. Let's deal with some science. When I speak from scholarship. Among the 6,500 books sold to Congress by Jefferson in 1815 to replace the Congressional Library that had been destroyed when the British burned the Capitol during the War of 1812 was a translation of the Quran by George Sales. Sales' translation included more than 100 pages of notes written from a Christian perspective, including advice on how Muslims might be converted. These are preserved within this text, with only this introduction being added. There is some debate about whether he purchased his copy of the Quran in law school in order to follow references found in his textbooks, or if he purchased his copy of the Quran later in order to research the faith of the jihadists. And jihadists don't mean killers. Jihadists mean something else if you don't understand. His day, the Barbary pirates. Now keep Barbary pirates in your head, because yesterday we was talking about how they call you different things. See, this scholarship, watch this. Now, this time the Jefferson Quran, all the smart guys. Now, you got to understand the two use of the Quran, once Jefferson had the volume within his possessions, are not mutually exclusive. He very well may have used his Quran for both purposes. Jefferson cataloged the books within his library by subject and included the Quran with other legal texts. But he also confronted Islamic extremists often during his storied life, like I do. When they doing stuff in the name of Islam. No, you ain't. You ain't Islamic. You a goddamn extremist. That's what your ass are. You a sovereign citizen. You damn militia. And while Thomas Jefferson was serving as U.S. ambassador, listen clearly, to France, the Betsy, a merchant brig, was captured on October 11th, 1784 by Moroccan Corsicars. Now, one, they calling you Moroccan Corsicar. You don't know what a Moroccan Corsicar are? A Moor. The Moors ruled Spain. Watch this. Now listen to how they play the linguistic trick. After Spain's foreign minister, Jose Manuel Redondo, negotiated the release of the captured ships and crew, Spain advised of the United States to follow their course of action and to pay tribute to the Berber Muslims. Now you're a Berber Muslim, to prevent further attacks. Months after the Betsy was captured, 2 additional American ships were seized, and their crew of 21 men was enslaved by Algerian Corsicans. Okay, here you go again. A schooner Maria, commanded by Captain Isaac Stephen, was captured off Cape St. Vincent, Portugal, on July 24th, 1785. A week later, on July 30th, 1785, the Dolphin, commanded by Captain Richard O'Brien, was captured off Cadiz, Spain. This time, Spain was unwilling to negotiate on America's behalf. Listen to this story. Jefferson in 1786, along with John Adams, the U.S. ambassador to Great Britain, met with Tripoli's ambassador to Great Britain, Sadat Hajj Abdul Rahman Ajah. Thomas Jefferson reported the conversation to the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, John Jay. We took the liberty to make some inquiries concerning the grounds of their pretensions to make war upon a nation who had done them no injury, and observed that blah, blah, blah. But what they saying is they didn't pay the fee. They caused war. Watch this. I got to fast forward because I got to go to the next topic. The ambassador answered us that it was founded on the laws of their prophet, that it was written in their Quran that all nations who should not have acknowledged their authority were sinners, that it was their right and duty to make war upon them whenever they could be found. And they try to call you a pirate, but you coming on foreign land trying to conquer and to make slaves of all they could take as prisoners, and that every Muslim. See, when y'all got to look at white cargo, and they were white and they were slaves, I'm telling you, it's a whole nother story. Who should be slain in battle was sure to go to paradise. He said also that the man who was the first to board a vessel had 1 slave over and above his share, and that when they sprang to the deck of the enemy ship, every sailor hedged a dagger in each hand and had a third in his mouth, which usually struck such terror in the foe that they cried out for quarter at once. Thomas Jefferson decided to send representatives to Morocco and Algiers and to try to negotiate treaties and to secure the freedom. But you know, United States ain't never been honorable to no treaty of the captured sailors. Each of the Berber Muslims states demanded 60,000 The envoys, however, were only given a budget of 40,000. Diplomatic negotiations to reach an amount of tribute to the ransom of the captured sailors bogged down. The crews of the Marie and the Dumpling remained in captivity over a decade and were soon joined by other captured crews. Letters and testimonies by captured sailors described their captivity as slaves. Most captives were forced into hard labor in service of the Barbary pirates and lived in extremely harsh conditions. In 1795, Algeria came to the agreement that resulted in the release of 115 American sailors. 115 American sailors. They held at the cost over $1 million. The U.S. paid Algiers the ransom and agreed to pay up to $1 million per year for the passage of American ships. $1 million payment in ransom and tribute to these Islamic states in the 1800s would have amounted to approximately 10% of the U.S. government's annual revenue. So what they did, they created military. In 1801, when Jefferson was president, Tripoli demanded a massive payment from the United States, along with the increased annual tribute. And in order to continue securing safe passage from American ships through the Mediterranean, Jefferson refused the demands and instead what he did of sending more money, he sent naval warships carrying the newly created U.S. Marine Corps. And this is where the line of the shores of Tripoli in the Marine Corps, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. They telling you who they was in war with. You ain't listening? I'm going to show you a little red book. It's called The War of Ferdinand and Isabella. I'm about to break all this scholarship down. That's why the European know I'm their daddy. No disrespect. They'll tell you. This 99 degrees of wisdom right here. Big facts. I'm giving you scholarship. I don't care who like it. If you don't have enough balls to be who you are and stand on truth, sit down. See? See? And I ain't even go. I'm going to put that one to the side. The West Africa, before Europe and other addresses delivered in England. When I tell you before colonizers came, they know what was in the Americas. You ain't from just no Africa. I ain't saying that some people ain't from Africa, but man, they know what they saw here. I'm giving you all academia. That religious stuff, well, if it wasn't nothing for a black slave, well, why they got books talk about the religious instruction of the Negroes in the United States? This is what they think of you, that Christian crap. No disrespect. They got religious instructions for the Negro to keep you what? On your knees. To what? The overseer. Thinking you made in the image of some devil. When I talk about Ethiopia, Abyssinia, Nubia, and Abyssinia, you come down from Nubia to Egypt, all this stuff. History, historicalness. We need a re-education. Pre-colonial Black Africa by Sheikh Anta Diop. Anybody know who Sheikh Anta Diop is? Watch this. Most of our brothers that got degrees don't know who the hell Sheikh Anta Diop is. All this stuff been written. Everything I talk about is scholarship, academia. Sheikh Anta Diop is one of our elders. Oh, and then I can jump all over. Here go An Imperfect God, His Slaves and His Creation of America, George Washington. You see the little more in the back? That's not a slave. Thomas Jefferson is dressed like him. These people ain't know nothing. I'm trying to tell you, this is not no slave. You see all this Moorish regalia on this young man? Thomas Jefferson dressed like him. That's the Whigham Party. All them Europeans was initiated to Moorish science, and through Masonry by us. I'll pull out all the documents. I'm telling you, big facts. They ain't authentic.
The title of it, George Washington, His Slaves and the Creation of America.
Mm-hmm. You say what, Noble?
I was saying, is the title at the top of the book, or is it in more of the midsection of the book?
An Imperfect God, George Washington, His Slaves, and the Creation of America. It's just all over it. See? But you see who in the back, and you see the free man in the back on the horse.
But they throw you off the breadcrumbs with the title.
Yeah.
That's what they try to do.
And that's what and I tell us, we don't read books. You're like, oh, that's a slave. Every time I say, you ain't cracked up nothing. You ain't cracked up nothing. He's dressed as Mason, that like, man, all copycats. No disrespect. No disrespect. Man, I got time today. When Rocks Cry Out. It was written After 2,000 years, Jerusalem could come down from a mountain. The time for the prophecy has arrived. In 1998, after decades of delay, it was announced that ancient Jerusalem, the city of David, is missing. Scientists are shocked by the discovery of South America's cocaine and Aramis and other ancient Egyptian mummies. Why? Because we bartered, we traveled. All these different stuff that wasn't in their area, how did it get into their system? In 2003, the U.S. Library of Congress purchased for $10 million the 1507 Wassmuller map. I got that in my library. The accuracy of the map, especially South America, stunned researchers. The map's maker said they drew the map using works left by ancient Egypt. In 2004, remains of ships that the ancient Egypt used to cross the seas were found buried beneath the sand in caves. In 2008, an ancient city that dates to the time of the pharaohs was uncovered in South America. Now, ancient stones in Egypt revealed that Egypt was founded in the Americas, and the pharaohs gave the American continents their names. I told y'all, when I was going to academia, I went to the Grand Canyons, all the Egyptian monuments in there. They got the goddamn military in there and the National Guard protecting it. I got pictures of this shit. I'm trying to tell you what I know. I'm trying to tell you it all here, the mounds there. You can't go in the Grand Canyon. I did. In the blink of an eye, the world just changed. No, you will be stunned by the depth of the secrets that have been hidden from you. You will be stunned. I gotta call you back, sir. I gotta call you back, my brother. You see? The missionaries, all this historical stuff, examination of attempts by North American fundamentalist Christian missionaries to convert indigenous tribes around the globe. Trying to convert, trying to colonize you. Y'all know about the history of Queen Nanny, the leader of the Windward Jamaican Maroons? Yeah. Yeah. The mother of us all is a study of history of Queen Nanny, the great 18th century leader of the Windward of Eastern Jamaican Maroons. The importance of this science and this empress, the struggle against British colonial empire and its institution of slavery on the island of Jamaica has previously been largely ignored. To correct this gap, oral histories, including myth, legends, songs, ceremonies, and local languages are analyzed, as well as the written text, including legal documents and journals of this era, historical land grants and peace treaties, poems, etc. We need a whole re-education. And all these books you can get from my library. This is the thing. Why would you go to Amazon and get anything? And I'm a walking library. We print and buying everything. They came before Columbus. This old science. Everybody should have this in their library. By Ivan Van Sertima. The first Americans were Africans. When all the religions, when Noble Drew Ali said, I deal with scholarship. I deal with stuff that can't be denied. Period. I don't have time to be arguing with Negroes. Wasting my breath. This is a plethora of wisdom. It ain't no one way. This is a wealth of wisdom. A wealth of wisdom. When I was talking about yesterday, Stephen Bonzo, about Morocco as it is. Remember I talked about Stephen Bonzo yesterday, Brian?
Oh, that happened.
He is long. Yeah.
I got all these books for you. And I can burn them all up and teach them to you. What he saw. You say what, Noble?
I was saying when I was reading that one, that's when I found out that the original name for Morocco was Marrakesh.
You know? It's just what it is. And so when I talk about Sheikh Anta Diop, civilization or barbarism, when he already undid the work. Already the work is done. I've done dissertations. I've done this in scholarship. This is academia. Sheikh Anta Diop is another one of our elders. See, this book right here, everybody should have had a long time ago, before the Mayflower. Y'all don't have this on your lot. This is a prereq. Everything I'm talking about right now is elementary wisdom. Nothing I'm saying is high science. Nothing. If you think it is, that's because we miseducated. I teach this to elementary students. This is what I'm telling y'all. I don't have to ask for donations. That's why I said I'm only here for a minute. I get paid swell to teach. I have my own nonprofit organization. I go to high schools, prisons. I'm only here for a minute. Everybody should be donating to what we do, and you get a tax exempt receipt at the end of the year. But we miseducated because people think they're giving me something, but you're getting value. You can't get this nowhere else. You know it. I know it. You know it, and I know it. A trustee on the law of identification. A lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about. See, this is stuff that I teach. When we talk about civics, all this stuff is what I'm doing. Talking about is civics. Remember yesterday I said that the what is called roots was fake. Did y'all hear me saying that yesterday? How roots is fake?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here you go. Here go the book. I told y'all, man, I'm going to bust their head for lying to y'all. Man, I can go so far down the rabbit hole and make every person that everybody loves say nothing around me. Because that's all they can do is say nothing. You hear me? Say nothing. I'll show you all the ones that's lower level Freemasons. I see them every year. They know better to say something around me. They know something. They know better. Yeah. We know him. But I know you know me. Listen to what it's saying. The African is an unforgettably moving story of an African boy who was kidnapped from his homeland by American slave traders. Born of decades of field research among African and Caribbean people, this novel recreates the horrors of Middle Passage. Huwin heroic fight of survival while shipwrecked on the island of St. Lucia and the ultimate degradation of enslavement. Throughout these ordeals, Corlander, this the line European, excuse my candor, Albion Trailer Dyke, I'm just telling you real talk, delivers the Africans' confusion over his plight, as well as his captors' ambiguities and rationalizations over enslaving their fellow men. Listen to this now. First published in 1967, The African has sold more than 300,000 copies, was translated into several languages, and was a proven primary source for Alex Haley Pulitzer Prize. That shit he won, he lied, winning Roots. Do y'all understand? He got sued by this European, and this European ain't nothing but a lower level Freemason. And then you got Negroes talking about they ancestors with some Kuta line ass Kente. And this is what we take. We take some fake shit. Excuse my candor. You see how messed up we are? I wish they would come around me. This scholarship. The European will let you have that lying stuff. They say, if that's what you believe, let their ass have it. I did a whole research paper on this. You are the Igbo and the Igbo, the true Jew. I broke this down in academia, man. No one can deny what I'm saying. If you do, well, you lying to your whole family. You giving them some slave stuff and some Jesus gonna fix it. Man, go have a seat. Do anybody know who Hubert Henry Harris is? Nobody never heard of this elder, have they? Because they hide all your scholars and academia. They hide all these brothers. They hide every elder, every scholar. We don't know him because they don't want you to know who he is. They don't want you to know who these brothers are. Listen what he said. The black man who accepts Christianity must be crazy. As Harrison pointed out, the Christian Bible is a slave master book. That's what he say. But it's not a slave master book if you know how to read it. I'm just showing you stuff. Slavery is defended in numerous passages. And it is, though, in the Holy Writ, whereas anti-slavery is nowhere endorsed in that work. In the Holy Christian pantheon, God is white, and so is Jesus Christ, the Holy Ghost, and all the angels. The only black member is the devil. Stay in his context. This is just his context. He pointed out how pathetic it is to go to a Jim Crow church on Sunday and hear black people singing a hymn, asking God to bleach them whiter than snow. It's like when you sing some Amazing Grace. Talk about you, some wretch. Research who wrote that so that they might enter into some kingdom of heaven. But another favorite hymn among black Christians is, you can have all the world, but just give me Jesus. Harrison argued that would rather remain black. He said he would rather remain black and go to hell. After all, the devil and all his imps are black, and he would feel at home among all the black people. There would be a heat problem, but in due time, one would get used to it. and perhaps enjoy it, just like I did when I moved out here in Arizona, just like you did, Mohammed. Real shit. See, excuse my candor. Then we have wheat from Flint, Michigan, where you got seasons. You got winter, spring, summer, fall, and down there always cold in Flint. We done move out here to God's country. It's warm all the time. Skin glowing. You getting that natural vitamin D. See, you don't got to take no pills. You go out in the sun to get that natural vitamin D. It goes down right back up. That's why your skin popping. That's why your eyes gleaming. That's why you looking good. Because we supposed to be, we sun-kissed. We ain't sun-cursed. We sun-kissed. You better understand what I'm saying.
That's fact.
We sun-kissed. You ain't cursed. Oh, yeah. Judah Trembles Under Rome by Rudolph Windsor. Another one of our elders. Another one of our elders. The black codes of 1865 and 1867. I hope we know what the black codes are. I hope people really understand what I'm saying when I'm teaching this. This is the black codes. This is the black codes. I'm going to give you something. Listen clearly for all my educated brothers and sisters. 1749. No master shall oblige or even suffer his Negro or Negroes to work in the Lord's day. He shall permit or oblige them to attend at some time in the day for instruction in the Christian religion, which the Protestant ministers, and I'm going to show you what that Protestant shit is about, excuse my candor. What the Protestant ministers, the ministers or ministers shall on all occasions inculate, mean tell the Negro what to do, in the Negroes the natural obligation to a married state where there are female slaves cohabiting with them, and an absolute forbearance of blaspheming the name of God. 1833, no person of color, whether free or slave, shall be allowed to preach, to exhort, or join in any religious exercise with any persons of color, either free or slave, there being more than 7 persons of color present. Do y'all hear that? They shall first obtain a written certificate from 3 ordained ministers of the gospel of their own order, licensed not to be for a long term than 6 months, and be revocable, meaning they can say, I'm taking your stuff back, Negro, at any time by the persons granting it. Y'all hear me? 1863, it shall be unlawful for any church, society, or other body, or any person to grant any license or other authority to any slave or free person of color to preach or exhort or otherwise officiate in church matters. B, at the same, it hereby repealed. And you want to get okay from some white people. Excuse my candor. I'm saying it just like that. I'm saying it just like that. I don't give a damn.
Basically, what it's kind of saying is, what we doing right now would be illegal.
Yes.
At that time.
Yes, exactly. And the importance of what I'm doing. And the only one I'll be accepted because I know I'm a Negro and I'm 99 degrees. I'm about to open up all the doors. I'm about to reveal everything because see, I fall under this. See, the European is my son. When it comes to this science, I ain't even showed you. Listen, see, the Europeans, all the ones that wear the hood, they under this. This is the Quran. This is the Quran. See, I'm telling you what I know. I don't play no games. I told you I know every charter. I know every Mason, anybody that's under some fraternity. They know who I am. That's why I said, when it comes to the Europeans, I don't have no problem. It's only dumb niggas. I said it like that. And I'm going to continue to say it. I'm going to continue to say it all day. The only people that I have my head on a swivel is for Negroes. Mohammed, do you got your head on a swivel out here in Arizona for anybody that don't look like you in Arizona? No.
Oh.
Thank you. It ain't no reason. The path of Sheikh Ibrahim Falls, Babu Moradine, the select writings of Sheikh Alumbamba. All these people was Moors. This Moorish history, I told you, we just ain't initiated enough. We don't have enough wisdom and understanding. We gravitate to one science where we miss the essence of the rest. Do y'all know who J.A. Rogers is? All the stuff I have in my library. If all these elders was in the flesh today, they'll be sitting right down hand clapping after everything I'm saying. J.A. Rogers, I have all these for y'all. Everything I speak about, I teach. That's why I say, y'all talk about everything is hidden from us. Nothing is hidden. I spoke this to the university, to all Europeans, because Negroes don't want to tune in. They don't want to give a donation, but they'll go to the club. All my stuff be packed. That's why I'm telling y'all I'm only here for a minute. I don't have fake degrees. I'm from the same hood. My homie Muhammad is right here on Facebook. He been knowing me all my life. Come on, man. I ain't special. It ain't know me. It's in me. This is what I'm telling people. That's what a prophet and an angel is. Somebody that you can touch, somebody that you saw the resurrection. Oh, I can't do what you do? See, this is the problem with us. 100 amazing facts about the Negro with complete proof. Let me give y'all some little walkthrough. I did my oral dissertation when I was getting my dual master's degree at Grand Canyon University. You could hear a pin drop. You can hear all them professors trying to come like they finna try to discredit what I'm saying. Oh, I told you I shoot from the lip, not the hip. Come with peer-reviewed scholarly research. I said, now I rest my case. Is there any rebuttal? Everybody that's whispering. Oh, well, we don't have nothing to say. I know you don't. I talk just like that too. I know you don't. All Europeans. And then some goofy Negroes from the continent of Africa that dress like European priests, that dress like the Santa Claus. Y'all don't even know what I'm saying, Santa Claus. I ain't say Santa Claus. I said Santa Claus. That's Saturnalia. My nobles know what I'm talking about. In the Netherlands, look up Black Pete Swarty Pie. Look at it. Look what I'm saying. So I'm going to give you a quiz in 100 amazing facts. The white population of New York is a third more illiterate than the Negro one. These was facts. Benjamin Banneker, a Negro astronomer, made the first clock made in America, 1754. The word coffee comes from Kaffa, Ethiopia, where it was first used and where it still grows wild. George Washington sent a Negro slave to Barbados to be exchanged for a hogshead of a molasses, a cask of rum, and other good old spirits in 1776 when they say the Americans came here in Jamestown and was traded for some damn food stuff. See, I'll make everybody open your eyes because this is a resurrection. The Negro arrived in the New World, free from tuberculosis, syphilis, or any other venereal disease. Livingstone, the famous African missionary and a medical doctor, says syphilis dies out in the African interior. It seems incapable of permanence in any other form in persons of pure African blood. Syphilis originated in Europe in 1494 when there was a great epidemic of it. And this was 2 years after the discovery of the New World. It was erroneously believed to have been brought back by the sailors of Columbus. Man, I go all in with the history. Ancient civilizations. The Grinaldi, a Negro race, lived in Europe as late as 12,000 years ago. 2 complete Grinaldi skeletons are in museums at Monaco, near Monte Carlo. Illiteracy, intelligence. The people of South Europe, including Italy, and most of those Eastern Europe, including Russia, are more illiterate than the Negroes of the United States. In 70 years, Negro illiteracy has fallen off about 80%. In 1870, it was 82%. In 1930, 16.3. See, this is facts. Exploration. Estevanco, a Negro from Morocco, as my Mufti Massa was talking about yesterday, was one of a party of 4 to cross the North American continent in 1536 for the first time. The journey took 9 years. In 1539, he headed an expedition that discovered Arizona and New Mexico, right where we at, Noble Muhammad. So drop that on their asses. They got a goddamn park out here called some stupid ass Christopher Columbus Park. Man, miss me with that stupid shit. Excuse my candor. See, they don't want to play no games. Arizona was discovered by a Moor man. Huh? Yeah. And then when you drive to Vegas and you're going to go right to the Montezuma Museum. How they try to whitewash it. Oh, I ain't even started yet, man. We just warming up. We like we said on Double Dribble, he's on fire.
Okay.
Science and invention. Jan Ernest Matzliger, a Dutch West Indian Negro living in Lynn, Massachusetts, invented the first machine for sewing the soles on shoes to the uppers. Research what I'm telling you. I put it in my book, all the inventions of our people. I've gathered and compiled this. This invention, which was 11 years in the making, revolutionized the industry and gave shoe supremacy to the United States. It made several millionaires. of whom left 4 million to Harvard University. George Washington Carver of Tuskegee Institute, one of the world's greatest agricultural chemists, was awarded the Roosevelt Medal in 1939 for distinguished service in the field of science. From the peanut, he had extracted 285 products, and from the sweet potato, 118. Dr. Carver was born a so-called slave. Thomas Edison once offered him a large salary to take charge of one of the Edison laboratories, but Carver refused in order to continue the work that he had begun with Booker T. Washington at Tuskegee Institution. See? Jews and Ethiopians, the Mohammedans, believed that Moses was a black man. The Bible, the Quran says so. God told Moses to put his hand into his bosom. The Quran says that it came out white. The commentators declared that Moses' hand could not have been white before, and that the miracle that Yahweh intended was making the black skin white and then turning it black again. The Septuagint, or the Greek Bible, agrees with the Quran. They don't want to play no games with what the text say, what they say they love. Open it up. I base my understanding on your holy books. See, the characters in the Bible are largely Negro. The Jews were slaves to the Egyptians for nearly 430 years. Only 70 Jews went to Egypt with Jacob. The Bible says that 600,000 men left with Moses, which according to Hostoffer, it meant a total of 3,154,000 with women and children. And for this large number to have mixing with the Egyptians, who were black, must have taken place on a vast scale. About 12 million Negroes were brought to the New World. So you got to imagine how much of their original color and culture that later would take them. We're talking about mixing. I'm talking about medicine. I can go all with religion. The oldest and most noticed statue in the world bears the face of a Negro. Don't y'all know what the statue is? It's the Sphinx of Gaza, which was worshipped as Horus. I'm telling y'all, Hermetes of the sun god of light and life. It was erected about 5,000 BC. I'm telling y'all, the Bible really originated in ancient Egypt, where the population, according to Herodotus and Aristotle, was black. The Jews received almost all of their early culture. I'm telling you, all this stuff. Is a professor. He was so-called an Egyptologist. He talked about the ripe social and moral development of mankind in the Nile Valley, which is 3,000 years older than that of the so-called Hebrews. And Hebrews really mean the other side of the river. Dude, somebody right now while I'm speaking, if Jesus spoke in Aramaic, right? This is what they say, right? We're talking about a language, because he couldn't speak the Tetragrammaton, because those are just letters with no vowels. You couldn't speak the metanetter, because you got to know what the signs and symbols mean. So, Jesus spoke Aramaic, correct?
Correct.
I'm talking to my Christian brothers. I hope they understand what I'm saying. So, if Jesus spoke Aramaic, what is the word of God in Aramaic? Watch. This should be very simple. This should be very simple. Somebody, this ain't no hard work. That's why I be laughing at people. I said, man, you have no idea of what you're talking about. We have no idea. We talk about the word of God in Aramaic is Allah. Research it. Psalms that read like those of the Bible were written by Pharaoh Amenphis the fourth, better known as Akhenaten, the heretic king in 1300. Ethiopians, that is Negroes, gave the world the first idea of right and wrong. I'm telling you, man, Hannibal, November 15th, 218 BC, a full-blooded Negro marching through conquered territory in Spain, France, performed the astounding feat across the Alps. Man, I can go on and on, man. The word slave was originally applied to white people. It comes from Slav, a Russian people captured by the Germans. The first slave held in the United States were not black, but white. They were Europeans, mostly British, who died like flies on the slave ships across. On one voyage, 1,100 perished out of 1,500. At another time, 350 out of 400. In Virginia, white servitude was for a limited period, but was sometimes extended to life. In the West Indies, particularly in the case of the Irish, it was for life. white people were sold in the United States up to 1826, 50 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Andrew Johnson, President of the United States, was a runaway and was advertised for it in a newspaper. Research what I'm telling you, man. In 1670, Virginia passed a law forbidding Negroes from buying white people. This was 51 years after the Negro had arrived in chains. The same law was repeated in 1748. Free Negroes bought white people in such numbers in Louisiana that the state made a similar law in 1818. They better shut up talking to me. White children were kidnapped in the British Isles at the rate of several thousand years in the 17th and the 18th centuries and sold into slavery in America and the West Indies. Sometimes they were bootlegged and sold as Negroes. I'm telling you, because one of the hidden cause and the forgotten cause of the Civil War, if you had a little tip of black blood in you, you was a nigga. Why y'all think the death of the Black Messiah, when you had J. Edgar Hoover and all of them there, and so-called Fire Muhammad, David Ford, and all the religious Negroes don't want to tell the truth. They all was Masons. I'll show you what I know. I'm telling J. Edgar Hoover hated his black blood. He had to keep trying to lighten himself, but that's a whole nother story. White Americans.
FBI, correct?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm telling you, I don't get into religion because all these religious people talk about they so educated, and then I start pulling out documents, and they talk about, well, we ain't never seen Fire Muhammad, and I say, man, I ain't got time for all that goofy shit. Fire Muhammad, y'all so-called Fire Muhammad of Detroit. Man, I'm from Flint, Michigan. I got people be like, shit, you telling the truth. They done let some person that came from somewhere and said they this and that and the other, and then try to tell you what it is. And Fire Muhammad, the day before, the person that everybody say, I got documents and pictures with him and J. Edgar Hoover when they going on the death of the Black Messiah. So I don't care what nobody say. Whatever.
Didn't he write a letter to Dr. King attesting to him being a Negro by saying you're the worst of one of us?
Yeah. You got to read language. See? Prince Albert El Rahman, a highly educated grandson of Emperor of Timbuktu, was captured in battle and sold in slavery in America. Years later, a white doctor who had traveled in his land saw him at Natchez, Mississippi. Rahman was freed in 1829. $4,000 was paid for the liberation of his children. Man, I can go on, but we got to keep going. Sheikh Anta Diop, African history. Sheikh Anta Diop, science. Do y'all know who P.O. Gama is?
No.
Okay, so watch this. When Malcolm started understanding about international law and understood that Islam, when he was under, was some Negro shit, when he traveled, he met P.O. Gama. He got on international law. See, P.O. Gama Pinto is Kenya's martyr, just like Malcolm was. 1927 and 1965. He was executed just like Malcolm was a few days later. Because they started synchronizing things. They were talking about international law. They was educating the stuff that I'm doing now, the way that I started. You know? Man, when I talk about stuff like the Mau disorder or the diaspora, the MAU diaspora in Kenya, 1952, those concentration camps, I'm telling you, research what I'm saying. I got all this science. Sir George Gray's, I'm telling y'all, you have to be initiated when I talk about all this. When I say you don't know who y'all is, y'all ain't never seen this? Return of the Ancient Ones? Listen to what I'm saying. Empress Verdice Tahira, Washita Turner, Gaston L. Bay of the Black Washita Empire. Consideration of feelings and time has been a main concern. Some scholars welcome the truth and some do not, unless they themselves have put it in it. But as an ancient one said, my people die for the lack of knowledge. I believe this, as I believe the truth shall set you free. What we need to do is set free the mind. We cannot free a mind to seek a true knowledge by putting it under a basket. Knowledge is not a lie. It is the truth. Lewis and Clark said we were here when an exploration was made by them for this country. The first white man came to our good area and jotted down a history, not no damn facts. Document. Said we were here. Theo put us on his map and he said we were here and owned the place at the time he made this map. And the Plano said we were the people that made the road, the Rio Negro River, as he called it. Now, to cover it up, we say the Black River. And if I want to know if a horse has teeth, I will go to a living horse and open his mouth. And that is what we have done. It took 20 years to find all the pieces. And we hope you enjoyed it as much as we have and I have. The state of Illinois was originally stolen and illegally sold as the Louisiana Purchase. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know that? They gave land back. I'm telling you, I'm teaching scholarship. I'm teaching scholarship. Nobody can deny what I'm saying. Nobody. Nobody. Research Empress Verdice Tierra of the Washita Turner, Goston LB, with her fez on. Researcher. All those Negro questions what I was showing y'all yesterday, all this scholarship, okay. Lee Cummings is an elder. I have all these books for you. Let me break something down for you. See, we in school. Thanks for the donation. What my noble say, he say, man, what he say? I went to college and I don't know what the hell you talking about. And it's sad. I got a stupid ass, what do you say, African American degree. I'm sorry, man. I got something else going on. He like, brother, I've been, and what university you went to? He said, I don't want to tell you what university I went to because it's embarrassing. Okay, so we won't even, okay, cool. So, and his brother said he got a degree in African American studies, a master's degree. He said, I don't know what you talking about. Because I tell y'all, they started you in slave history. That ain't no history. That ain't no history. That's B to the S. That's Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. Now watch this. The kingdom of Judah and the slave coast. Watch this. When the European powers carved up Africa, it was the custom of the European kings in those days to send out a cartographer. Y'all know what a cartographer is? A cartographer is a map maker, a person that, how can I say, pinpoint what they saw. See, that's why I said nobody can disrespect what I'm saying. All you can do is say, I didn't know. And once you know, knowing is half the battle. And now you operate. We call it applied mathematics. There was a cartographer in 1747 who went by the name of Emmanuel Bowen. This man held the title of royal cartographer for two European kings, King George II of England and King Louis of France. So what's unusual, and I won't say unusual, what's striking about the map that Emmanuel Bowen brought back to these two kings is that in the center of the map, Bowen shows that the true name of the so-called slave coast was none other than the kingdom of Judah. Judah was known by four names at that time, just like Moor, M-O-H-R, M-O-O-R, M-O-U-R, M-O-H-U-R, all different ways. When we talk about linguistics, watch this. Judah was known by four different names at that time. You got Judah, you got W-H-I-D-A-H, Wuda, and Qudah, Q-U-I-D-A-H, or A-B-I-E-R, Abir. So what does this mean to those of us who have been on the pursuit of truth? It means we have proof from the royal map maker himself that Judah was indeed listed among the inhabitants of Africa. Or even greater interest to all my brothers and sisters that's be lying is the fact that the maps were not disputed by the two kings. So you would do well to take heed of the fact that the British laid claim to the so-called slave coast and that its inhabitants were sold into the British colonies, and one being in North America. You want to see where the scholarship at? I'm going to give you scholarship every time. The University of Northwestern, it's in Evanston, Illinois. It has this map in their inventory, and it lists it as the authentic map of West Africa, 1747 by Emmanuel Bowen. Even to this day, it's a fort. They're called the Fort of Ajudah, A-J-U-D-A-H. Fact check me. And if you pull up the information on the internet or at Northwestern University, this is what you get. See, I'll help you get there. I'll do the work for you. Like one of my professors said, man, what you're doing is worth everything a person think they want. You should have no problem doing what you're doing. And I don't. Why? Because I'm their teacher. I come back on here and do this for donations. I hardly get donations from my people, and I still come back because I go in the real world and do it in real life, and I come back and do charitable work. I'm just waiting for the spark to happen. We got to see something that happens successfully with millions of dollars to see what a person can do. We done supported all this bull crap. Come on, man. Northwestern University Library Maps of Africa. This is the title, for you can find it. This is how you can find it. The title, A New and Accurate Map of Negro Land. Cartographer Emmanuel Bowden, 1747. The size of the image is 35 by 43 centimeters. The place of the publication was London. Subject, West Africa. The identification is West University Library. I can get all this stuff for you. I got all these maps. Let me show y'all some pictures. They hide all this stuff from y'all. I'm going to read this narrative. Africa. Hold on, let me go back. So, the kingdom of Judah, slave coast, was controlled by the British, and all of these black Jews came pouring into the British colonies. The question that arises from the research is how did these black Jews get to West Africa, and when did they begin to arrive? The answer is hidden with Abraham of the Bible, so you got to visit it. Oh, Abraham, how could this be? So a figure is a Maori painting scene. This figure right here is a Maori painting scene. That's in black and white. I got all the codex in color. I'll show y'all. I paint this picture. That's why I tell everybody, relax. I just been playing nice for years. When I say for probably 10, 15 years, I've been playing nice, waiting for everybody to do all their little schemes, to say they can make you some money and do all that, and just come step on everybody's neck. Yeah, everything I do is calculated. Because a lot of people done this stuff. Y'all been dealing with a person, oh, they can nationalize me. Now they swear they in Vegas and in California talk about they some Forex. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So this is a Maori painting. This painting that was founded in ancient Mesopotamia. It's called the Maori painting scene. The brown-skinned people in the picture are the ancient Sumerians, Sumer. That's why they try to make things black and white, but I have everything in color. Now, listen to this. Sumer is in your Bible. Sinar, in your Bibles. In your Bible, S-I-N-A-R. It's in your Bible. It was located near the Tigris and the Euphrates River. Modern-day Iran and Iraq. Point blank. Remember in your Bible in Genesis 11 and 31, it records that Abraham had his origination in Ur of the Chaldees. Ancient Ur was in the land of Sumer. Sinar in your Bible, or Mesopotamia, or particular interest is the tables that were found in Sumer, in which the ancient Sumerians described themselves as the black-headed people. Why would somebody that's white call themselves the black-headed people? Man, y'all know all the stuff in stone they can't erase. And I got it all. One of the mighty men that lived in that generation went by the name of Sargon the Great, stated in his writings that he ruled over the black-headed people. I'm telling you. So, let's keep going. The lost treasures of King Juba. Evidence of Africans in America before Columbus. See, Europeans are writing. You got before they came before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. Then you got other writers. I'm telling you. Oh, when I talk about the doctrine of discovery, here go other Europeans, the unsettling truth, the ongoing dehumanizing legacy of the doctrine of discovery. I'm trying to tell you, all academia, everything I talk about is scholarship. And they sit on their hands. St. Brendan, the navigator, the Irish priest from Ireland, copper color, what they keep away from y'all. This little black Welshman, Scot, Celt, settled in France. Ganakis of the Canary Island, France, Ireland, Spain, and the British Islands, and all over Europe. I broke all down them European writers that agree with me. All in the preface, in the index. All these European writers that I gave y'all yesterday that agree with everything what I'm saying. The chosen people. When everybody be talking about, I'm a Christian, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, man, you a clown. Watch this. And I'm saying it just like that. I'm done. Man, we a clown if we wearing the same regalia and hating on each other. When y'all get a chance, research Lavelle Goddard, a European. Now look what these young kids studying, Hebrew, Arabic. I'm finna show you something. Lavelle Goddard, that the European state was a great thinker. He was saved by the Ethiopian rabbi. I'm gonna show y'all. Member of the Harlem's Commandment Keepers, Church of the Living God, the Pillars and Ground of Truth, New York Historical Society. He got on his stole and everything like I have on. When I tell y'all, man, we cultural. But let me show you something. Rabbi Matthew and the rabbis and the members of the Commandment Keepers of Harlem. When I deal with my Twahido brothers and sisters, I wear all my tali and my yarmulke. Because this is me. The woman's headdress and robe are similar to those worn in the black spiritual churches. in the black spiritual churches, and in the Church of the Living God. When I talk about my Twahido family. While this men's heads covering are like those worn in the Ashkenazi and the separate synagogues, the New York Historical Society, photographed by Alexander Allen. You see? Let me show you the picture. Rabbi Ford and the BB Choir in front of the BBA storefront in Harlem, June 30th, 1925. The original caption for this photo said that the congregation is gathered from all parts of Africa. Isn't that sound like the Nine of Asia? And also from South America and the West Indies. In addition to his religious duties, Rabbi Ford conducts a vocal and instrumental music group, particular attention being given to Hebrew and Arabic melodies. Look at these brothers and sisters. But then I'm about to drop another bomb on y'all. Y'all see this picture right here? Watch what I read. I'm gonna make it real close. We about to destroy all the misconfusion. This picture, Rabbi Mordecai Herman and the Moorish Zionist Temple of the Moorish Jews in 1920, Harlem, photographed by James Van Deer. We talk about this is the Moorish Zionist Jews. This is the Moorish Zionist Temple. Look. So when people be trying to get y'all arguing, it's right there. This was before Israel created a state. They got the American flag and the so-called Israel flag. They got the feds on it. So we got to stop all the stupid stuff. Our elders synchronized the science. And what we doing today, we letting these cronies and these religious people use a book to separate us and to put their elders in place of your elders. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's what we do. We paint our beards and all that. Talk about it's something outside of us that's going to save us. Let me show you the last picture and I can go to the next demonstration. I just got to find it out. The picture is beautiful. You're going to see the brother in his turban. When I said Lavelle Goodard, you can go on YouTube how Lavelle Goodard give credit to the Ethiopian rabbi, which I'm going to show you. That saved his life. See, these, no disrespect, these Europeans is not special. I'm not saying it like that. I know that from academia. Only thing they can do is copy some shit. And if you're mad at me saying that, I don't give a damn. I'm telling you, I've been through academia. They not brilliant. You think they brilliant because you under some misunderstanding. You see this brother with this turban on? That's the Ethiopian rabbi that saved the European, Lavelle Goodard, that all the Europeans praise and say he's, heavy. Just like when I deal with all the Europeans, I am him. Rabbi Ford in a turban. Turbans were commonly used in black spiritual churches and signified the mystical East. So your silent brotherhood of the East, we signify the mystical East. These turbans, we supposed to go on the highways and the byways and teach this science. These turbans signify the mystical East when used by black religious magical workers. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Exactly.
Absolutely.
This is what they hold over you. See, this is one of the highest Masonic books. You can't find it. The Europeans have what we call Atlantis to the latter days. Because a lot of stuff is wrapped up in lower level masonry. But I'm 99 degrees. That stuff they can give you ain't nothing but snowman wisdom. Anything that they saying some spooky, I'll reveal all the keys. And they'll shut up. I'm telling you big facts. They'll shut the hell up real quick. This is the official history of Freemasonry among the colored people in North America. Not among no European, among the colored people. You got to know what you're dealing with. I don't get no authority, no disrespect. I don't get no authority from no European or no Albion or no Trilodite or no stupid Negro. Do you understand what I'm saying? My authority don't come from that. This is the book I was telling you about yesterday, Muhammad. The One World Tartarians. When them Negroes come with that out of Africa, when them pro-black people, when all that stuff, they just be blabbing off the mouth, YouTube videos. This right here, they sit on their hands. It destroys it all. All that fake stuff they be making, Muhammad, you be like, dude, well, you historically just making up stuff. This right here, this piece of science. You say, no, you don't. Do you have this? No, you don't have this one, but yeah, you can get it from me for pennies. You know how I do. You can, man. A little $20 donation, I'm going to give you more books if you want this book, but if it's printed and binded, I'll have to let you know because my muftis print and bind the books on their machine. But I can send you the PDF and I'll let you know the cost of printing and binding because you got some more books coming that I have to remake for you.
Okay.
But the PDF, the reason why I want you to have PDFs, and I'll break this down, because what if you let somebody get your book? What if something happened and you get all your stuff stolen? You have everything on your tablet as a PDF. You can reprint everything or have me reprint them and bind them. You building a library. You building something that you can have forever. When you around people that's in the science, when they're like-minded, you cannot just talk about it. You can bless them too again and put it back into value. What I'm doing is helping brothers help themselves. We spreading this knowledge and wisdom. We don't got to go to Amazon. We have our own platform. We have our own platform.
Makes sense.
It makes all the sense. That's what the value is. This right here, Sacred Drift by Peter Lambert Wilson. You see Noble Drew Ali on here? See, Peter, that's his pen name. See, he wrote all the Moorish Paradigm journals. His name was Hakeem Bey, and he wrote all the Moorish Paradigm journals. That's why I be waiting for Moors just to open their mouth lying. A European wrote all this. A European, Sacred Drift, Peter Lambert Wilson, and he wrote a whole bunch of other documents. Just like Peter Moon, he wrote in his pen name. They wrote about Noble Drew Ali and Spandu Mysteries. I got all this science. Just like here, everybody needs this to cannabis Christ. See, we be letting people telling us stuff and don't be historically manufactured. We don't know how to look with an eye. And then when I break everything down, you be like, man, I'm tripping. Absolutely. Because we're not historically factual. The European gonna always agree with me. The History of the American Indians by James Adair, he said most of his work is talking about how the Native Americans were directly descendants from the Israelites of the ancient times. And then how most of the Book of Mormon was plagiarized. I'm telling y'all, the Book of Mormon was plagiarized by a book, The View of the Hebrews. I did this in my oral dissertation. The Book of Mormon ain't nothing. It's plagiarized by a whole book from The View of the Hebrews. And if any Negro is a Mormon, you got to be crazy. Because the Book of Mormon talk about your black bleepity bleep more than any other so-called religious book. These big facts. Y'all don't know who wrote the Book of Mormon after what's his name? Smith died. Brigham Young took it over. And Brigham Young said that black folk ain't nothing. Brigham Young of BYU University, the Mormon church, and Negroes talk about they Mormon. I got your Mormon book. I studied all. I break it down verbatim, and I make you cry. Because if a Negro is a Mormon, you must be sick. What they didn't teach you in Black history class. So, this is what they don't want to show you, Muhammad. You see that? You see that in color? You see what's on top? You see that feather? That's America.
Okay.
That's America for your, woo! Okay. That's America. That's America. This is what they saw in America. This is what they saw in America. I ain't even gonna go all the way in it. This is the academia applied scholarship. When I did my dissertations, and I said that white stuff, we're gonna destroy it. We're gonna sit that on the back shelf. Thomas Jefferson's Quran. Here we go again. Thomas Jefferson Quran. Let me read the introduction. Yeah, Muhammad. See, that's how they was doing when I was dropping it down. I said, I'm still in elementary wisdom. I ain't even did nothing. Listen to what the author says. This is a European, Denise Speller. When I was doing my oral dissertation, I would love to come to your dissertation, but you're already gonna illuminate. Yep, I wish you come to act like y'all don't know and try to make it up. So listen to this. In this groundbreaking book, Spielberg explores how America's founding fathers intended religious tolerance as a key American idea, not only for various Protestant groups, but also for its future Muslim citizens. As her book explores how tolerant attitudes toward Catholic, Jews, and Muslims led key early American thinkers to consider religious freedom in the wildest possible terms. It offers a crucial corrective to those who today resist the nation's inherent blueprint for religious pluralism. In tracing the transatlantic development of these ideas, Spielberg laid critical groundwork for the interest in European and American perceptions of Islam and religious diversity at that time of the founding of the United States. I'm telling you. So listen to this. Let me find this when I tell you what they tell you, how they took from your homeland and how they got it here. Listen to this. One rainy April morning in 2011, I requested Thomas Jefferson Quran from the rare book room in the Library of Congress, which I'm a member of. So blah, blah, blah. Outside tulips blaze in bright patches of red around the Capitol building. The flowers reminded me of their origins in the Ottoman Empire. The Sultan had first sent them as a diplomatic gift to European rulers in the 16th century, and by the mid-17th, the trade of the bulbs of the plants had reached a frenzy pitch in the Netherlands. Jefferson would add them to his garden at Monticello in 1806. And so it was that, through the contact with the Muslims long ago, this stunning flower had eventually reached North America, where it now reigns as a sign of spring. Summoned with nothing more than the library card and the relevant call, the 2 volumes of Jefferson Quran arrived. She was all happy and all that. But I just showed you Thomas Jefferson Qurans. I got them. I showed you all of them. I told you how they tried to burn up. I got all of them. Here go one of them right here. I'm telling you. Here go, this is Thomas Jefferson Quran. I got them all. So when they be trying to throw something back at you, man, your brother is that. Your brother is that. Your brother is that. Here it is right here. The name Negro and its evil origins is written. It's written. I did a dissertation on this. It's written. Nobody want to argue with me. And when we do the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment, when we do manumissions, when I get in law, watch I break some history down. You see this book right here, Noble? This is what they give the misnomer black kids in history in school. This 1776. Watch how I destroy this trash. See, right now, I should be getting a hand clap. The manner of whereas the American colonists declared themselves independent of the King of England. I'm just putting pun in it, man. I'm being silly. I don't need no damn hand clap. But throughout the different providence of July 4th, 1776. I'm a comedian too, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, I do a lot of pun. So please stay with me. But if you like what I'm saying, my Cash App is Cash App $KG Bay, and I do take pennies. I take corduroys. See, I ain't one of them Negroes. See, I know how to take pennies and make dollars, Muhammad. We from Flint. See, I'm a spark. I could take some, and you see me in a minute like, what do you do? All them pennies that y'all, everybody gave, all them dollars that 1 million people gave, man, I built them up. I'm on millions, and now I'm giving it back. We popping like Don Knotts. See, this what I do. See, people talk about they want the big bag. All I need is my people that's with me. Man, I got 1 million people giving $1. Man, we rocking and rolling. Bam, it's a wrap. And we rebuilding. And we own land. And we got a whole bunch of cars. And we got campers and shit. And we own land. What? We got our own clothes. We got our own farm. What are we talking about? All in-house. Watch this. Watch this, how they lie to your kids. How they lie. Right in history. I said, before y'all open y'all mouth, don't come with all this European, these pictures, of these, I'm going to say it like this, of these Albions, Trelodikes, these Europeans. If they want to call you some Negro, some African-American, use the proper grammar. Say, well, where I will call you a Trelodike or Albion. How about that? And see how they feel. Since you want to call me some nigga or some African-American. You see the brother right here? I showed y'all the picture on Thomas Jefferson book. That's some more, a free man with the attire. He's showing this boy what to do. I showed y'all in the book with the more all with his regalia on. Watch this. Now watch I show you the Battle of Bunker Hill. How they whitewashed Oliver Cromwell and Peter Salmon out the picture. This the Battle of Bunker Hill. Right here. I'm not even going to get into it, but this is what they give your kids in school. Now watch this. See this book right here?
Mm-hmm.
This says...
Up a little back a little further.
Can you see it?
America in black and white.
Yep. You see all them brothers in there in Congress? Now watch this. It's called Setting the Record Straight. I think the white dude name was, I forget his name. He had a little podcast. And he was talking about this. His name gonna come up. And then one of the Europeans that was in my class at GCU, she was like, why all, and I'm saying it like this. She's like, why all those black people amazed of this white dude on here talking about this, and you did this years ago. You illuminated this years ago. She said, your people is really, really stupid that they giving this white man millions of views and they can go on your YouTube channel. You said this years ago. You illuminated this in academia. So watch this. I'm about to read this story. African-American history. So much of it's truly unknown today. For example, few know of James Amistad, a black patriot and spy who helped make possible the 1781 Yorktown victory during the American Revolution that established America and its independent nation, or Peter Salmon, a black patriot who was a hero of the 1775 Battle of Bunker Hill. He also fought as one of the legendary Minutemen and was a soldier at the battles of Saratoga and Stony Point. In fact, a monument was erected to his memory in Massachusetts to commemorate his life and deeds. And this famous picture that I showed y'all of that bullcrap in 1776, crossing of the Delaware on Christmas night, the 2 men depicted at the front of the boat. included Prince Whipple and Oliver Cromwell. But you see, in this shit that they give to our kids, they whitewashed them out the books. It was two patriots who served with George Washington and other American generals during the Revolution War. Few Americans are aware that many of the black soldiers who fought during the American Revolution were black, unlike the later segregated regiments in the Civil War. And many of the units in American Revolution were fully integrated, with black patriots fighting and dying side by side their white fellow comrades and soldiers. And while this part of our history is unknown, Americans knew this information in previous generations because of black historians, Moorish historians like myself, Islamic educators like myself, such as William Neal. Neal was an award-winning young scholar in Boston during the 1830s who studied law and became the first black American to hold a post in the federal government. Don't y'all know, what's his name? Abdul Hamid Solomon and Deuce Muhammad. Deuce Muhammad had his own newspaper. Marcus Garvey, a lot of these brothers was inspired. In 1852, he authored Services of Colored Americans in the Wars of 1776 and in 1812. And 3 years later, he penned the Colored Patriots of the American Revolution. That's just a small of it. I already showed you one of Thomas Jefferson's Quran. He was the other one. Prince Among Slaves. All this stuff that I was able to do in dissertation. Now, this all in my library. You don't have to go nowhere and buy nothing. All my emperors, I did a whole dissertation on this about medical apartheid, how they use us as test dummies. And I had all them professors being quiet. I said, don't say nothing. It's nothing for nobody can say. You know, when you understand when it's coming from academia, the Moors ruled Spain for 700 years. It's all there. That's why if I didn't know what I was talking about, how would I graduate with bachelor's degrees and master's degrees from real universities? I told y'all that the black man is the father of civilization, proved by biblical history alone. So when you get these goofy Negroes talk about the Bible is some white man book, you need to say, you is retarded. You see? You see I'm showing y'all all this good wisdom? We talk about W.E.B. Du Bois, all these men that done great things. We can't destroy something that was built up. We must add on. When I had pleasure to study from people nobody know, like Howard Thurman, these great ministers and teachers in our history that a lot of people don't know about. These ancient brothers, historians, scholars like myself. Okay, then you think Obama was the first so-called black president, the 5 Negro presidents by J.A. Rogers. See, this is what Prince was talking about. I'm trying to tell you, when a person be like, well, where? It's written, everything. They know what I'm talking about. If I was crazy, no way can I be a scholar. Here go the history of the reign of Ferdinand and Isabella. This sit in the library, collect dust. Everybody that talk about they Moors, I bet you they don't have this. This been sitting on your library shelves, Muhammad, collecting dust. I used to go to all the libraries, to all the Goodwills. I probably have 50 of them. All the college students bought them from me for $200-$300 because they know what's in here. You see? I'll break it all down for you. Revealing America's dark skin, past. It's all here. All this stuff is on maps. All this stuff is on maps. See, this more stuff that's got popular with Negroes putting the fez on. But they'll have no idea what's going on in the world. Remember I told you that Willie Lynch stuff is fake? Talib Kweli, the Willie Lynch, it ain't real. Black was never described for ethnicity in the 1st century. I told you I would show everything. They all lying, and they won't sit and have no real intelligent conversation with me because they know they liars. They won't, and the European will let you promulgate lies to make you feel that you less of. I'm trying to tell you what I know. And brothers, just collect science. I've done this in dissertation. Everything I'm talking about, I don't need none of these books. I did oral dissertations. Here go the European Albert Church Award. Sign the symbols of the primordial man that's telling you all this masonry is yours. Why you looking at TV, talking about some Illuminati, think LeBron, them James, something because they got tattoos on them. Man, they ain't a part of them. They ain't nothing but some basketball dribbling Negroes. I'm telling you facts. If they were the part of something real, they'd be coming to the Philosophical Research Society. And then at the Bohemian Groove, it ain't nothing but a whole Negroes dressing up as women, doing their old freaky fantasy shit. Ain't nothing happening. So when they come with the dumb shit, they better sit down on their hands. Real talk. It's just like them Negroes just jumping around, call themselves Qs. Don't get mad at me, man. You jump around with your ass out, with a whole bunch of dudes. See, you don't know what I know. See, and that's why put the tape in. Put the tape in. We'll show all you sweaty Negroes in there with your ass out, jumping around. Tell me I'm lying. You can't. It's all an embarrassment ritual. Point blank. It's just like when you join a fraternity, they put a stupid ass blindfold on your hand. You think you in the toilet digging some shit, but it might be a banana. It just go on another level. They know what I'm talking about, Muhammad. We ain't gonna play no games with nobody today. This right here, this DMT, the spirit molecule that the Europeans try to take foreign drugs to get LSD, man, there's something inside you like your kundalini that you can unlock. I show people this. This is your spirit molecule. This is your DMT. Everybody have this in them. It's just like your kundalini. It's just like your sephiroths. So if a person don't know what I'm saying, I know they don't, because they operate on man-made power. I operate on a higher power. That's what I be telling these cronies. I don't give a damn about no dollar. A dollar just come to me. I operate on a higher plane. You see? We almost done. Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. All this stuff has been done. 100 Amazing Facts about the Negro. J.A. Rogers. All this stuff I have. Look, man, there's probably 100 books I done did. All you have all this in your library. We are the Washita. We are the Washita. I mean, Sheikh Ambu Bamba, the Iman Islam, the path of the Sufi, the 7 stations of the soul, which I teach. I'm a Sufi. I don't teach that religious stuff. The color of law, which you should know in academia. All this stuff right here. You know? Here go The International Jew by Henry Ford. You know Ford Motor Company, Muhammad? He wrote about how the Jew ain't nothing, the Jew is a fraud. I'm telling you. Get a book called The 13th Tribe by Harold Koestler, and he tell you about the 13th tribe. It's called The 13th Tribe. I got all of it for you. I taught this in academia. All them Europeans was quiet, mad, crying. All them Europeans out in class talk about they Ephraim. I said, you not know Ephraim. You ain't no Mizraim. That's Egypt. You see, this that Protestant history, that conversion and race in the Protestant Atlantic world, Christian slavery. I'm giving it all to them. See, they can take it how they want to. That's why I said today gonna be an education today. And I ain't even got into high science. Othello's Children in the New World, Moorish history and identity in the African American experience. You see? These ain't just books I collected.
That's a good one right there.
Yes, I have to study all this and write about it and know it. Here go another one. Sheikh Anta Diop, The African Origin of Civilization. Must-haves. 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 Ancient and Modern Britons. When I talk about David McRitchie, people don't even know what these pictures are. That's you. The Ancient and Modern Britons. You see what I got on my turban? Yeah. You see? So when these people come with these games, the European agree with me 1,000,000 degrees. 1,000,000 degrees. So as I close, every Moor should have this. You go on Amazon, this $200. I told y'all, I have these PDF and we bind them. You will shut any more down that be lying to you with this. Any religious liar that talk that Moorish science they can do it, this will burn their fingertips off their hands. Guarantee you. All that sovereign citizen stuff, it'll burn their fingertips right off their hands. But they lying to you. And they play only, and people and scam artists only play on people that they think is unintelligent. But they're not gonna come to me with that. All they try to do is argue like a dog. But I ain't scared of no dogs. I'll spade your ass. So this how we buying the books. This how my Mufti buying the books. And you have the PDF. These the whole books. I don't care. Go on Amazon right now and look up a book called Tavistock Institution of Human Engineering. It costs $4,800. We can go page for page and see if the book different that we do. So you would give Amazon $4,800. This is how the books look when we bind them. This is how the books are. Whole books. It's stuff people be like, man, I ain't never heard of what you have up. Because, man, the true art of war is understanding how everybody thinks. And see, I know how these Europeans think. I know how these Albions think. I know how these Masons think. Why? Because I'm initiated. That's why I could talk that shit. That's why. That's why. And I ain't took no oath. That's why. See, they don't have no power. They don't have no power. These books cost stacks on Amazon. These books cost stacks on Amazon. Big facts. Golden Age of the Moor by Ivan Van Sertima. See how much it is? We print it all. So this is the value that your people have. Look on Amazon how much this costs. Everybody should understand this. This is the chemical key to black greatness. The harmful effects of toxic drugs on melanin centers within the black human. Everybody on here is made up of melanin, right? Right? Okay, so you should have this. Only reason why a lot of people don't have it because it costs stacks. It costs a bag on Amazon. Why would, and everything I'm telling you costs a bag, and I have it right here. The science for you. And I teach this. I've been teaching this to Europeans and they be paying swell. That's why I be laughing. I said the reason why they know everything about us because they the ones that's willing to learn from me. Just like Angelo Solomon. My people don't take academia. They cool with the other shit. Here goes Stolen Legacy by George D.M. James to tell you Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle is all stolen history. I have the science for you. It's right here in your face. So it's no excuses. I'm not begging nobody for nothing. The unknown Arab. All this science, what you should have. And then I got documents of the Europeans telling you that no A-R-A-B, that ain't it. It's A-R-A-P. You are the true Arab. This book right here with my Mufti Maso was showing y'all. This book called Russian Icons by Vladimir Ivanhoe. All a person got to do is Google it and see how much the book costs. You be like, damn, that book costs stacks and stacks. The Russian Icons and all the pictures you be seeing. It's all in here. And then I'll give you other free PDF books of it. This book costs down there $5-6 grand for what? I got this shit free. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? All this stuff. So that's what I wanted to share with y'all, man, today. And this last one. This is what I wanted to talk about. Just showing y'all the plethora of not only wisdom and science, but the information and the source of information. Why would you go to any other library? Why would you go anywhere else? And all those books on Amazon, you can get them for a fraction of the price. You should want to give us a fraction of the price. If it costs $5 grand on Amazon, why you have a problem with getting the PDF and somebody buying the book for you for $200? Why? And you get a taxes and receipt. We a real organization. I'm trying to teach people how to build our infrastructure. This right here, we make these. People go to Amazon, Muhammad, to get their fez, or they'll go to the Masonic store, George Lottery. You ask anybody that got a fez on that be following me, ask them where they get their fez from and watch what they say. And they know me. They be on my page every day, Muhammad. They be on my page every day, more. They'll go right to Amazon and buy their fez, or they'll go to a store called George Lottery, a Masonic store, and buy it. And give them the money away and be happy like, well, they fez a little cheaper. Fool, you giving people money. They don't make fezes. George Lottery don't make a damn thing. But with me, you get a taxes and receipt, and I give you a turban, kufi. Like in the text stream last night, I read everything, Muhammad. So don't never think I don't read my brothers. Last night you was asking me about your kufi. You was asking about your turban and your prayer rug. See, you my brother. You do business with me. I'm sending all that shit to you. I know we gonna do business. When it's time for you to get this fez, then we're going to talk about that. But see, we do business. Why would you go somewhere and get something? Why? You say, man, I need the prayer rug. If I'm an imam, if I'm an elder, why I can't provide that to my brothers? That's what an imam does. If you don't got your prayer rug, I'm going to make sure you get one. You don't got a kufi, I'm going to make sure you get it. You don't got a turban, I'm going to make sure you get one. This is our national headdress. We're made with all proper perforation, with the proper holes. Why would you want to go to Amazon? Why would you want to go to Amazon? Tell me why. Why would you want to go to Amazon? We make the tassels. Why? So even when you get your turban, Muhammad, I'll show you how to wrap it. I'll show you how to wrap it. This is not one of those little caps them people got on, like, no disrespect to anybody that survived cancer. That's not it. See, this is a turban. The other ones I wear is a she-mag. So that's a turban. You see what I'm saying? So I'll teach you how to wrap them. No way these brothers should be talking about they Moors and us, and they don't even know how to wrap a turban, or they don't even wear their she-mag. I teach this stuff, so that's what it's all about. We shouldn't be supporting nobody else, noble Muhammad, and I support all this. All you got to do is support. Man, I make turbans. Man, all my muftis on there, they got a plethora of turbans. I get them. That, like, how can I be a map and a guide and can't provide the stuff for my people? They got to go to Amazon and all these places to get stuff. I have it all. If you go on our company page, MorrisHaberdasher.com, you see all the stuff I provide. But our religious garment, man, if you are Moor or Muslim, you should have this. They be, Muhammad, they be on my page every day looking, oh, where you get your fares from turban? I don't have one. But they go to Amazon and they go to George Lottery. And this is what I'm saying. We got to stop that. So yours is coming, Muhammad. I'm going to do a class and just teach you how to wrap the turban and the shemag, because it's not hard. That's why wrapping your turban and your shemag is science, because it takes time and patience. And once you start wrapping it, you're going to know how to wrap it all different ways that you want. So once again, man, I give gratitude for y'all tuning in. I give gratitude for the donations. If anybody gave donations, if there's anything that y'all want, remember, I don't ask for donations just to put in my pocket. I don't live off this. I want y'all to give donations so I can give y'all books and you can get taxes and receipts and you can give it to your tax preparer so you can see what I'm doing. So you can be like, oh shit. That's why a lot of rich people and people offset their taxes. I don't have any deductions. I don't care how much or how little you make. You don't have any deductions. That's why at the end of the year, you got to write Uncle Sam a check. Do not give it 10% of your income. I teach this financial literacy. I don't teach no get rich quick scheme, but I teach this. My education is in financial literacy. My education is in that. That's what my education is, and I never tell nobody to do something I haven't done. And you can fact check everything I say. That's why I'm a teacher, and I get paid for my services. If you get in trouble, what you're going to do? You're going to hire a court-appointed attorney that works for the British Annotated Registry. If you get in trouble, you're going to have to pay a retainer fee for the damn British Annotated Registry lawyer to even hear your case. And I'm telling you, I'm like a legal representative that represents you in your best interest. I can tell you everything before it happened. That's called DOC number, Free Information Act, and precedented law cases. This is what I do. And I do it for small donations. I don't do it for no fee. I don't have no fee. That's why I'm a nonprofit. That's why I'm a 501c3, which these niggas are the white man this. Where everything you do is for profit. If you so righteous, Muhammad, everything that you do on that level should be nonprofit. It should be 501c3. That's how I operate on donations for the people. So when you dealing things with me, your religious regalia and books, you can get taxes and receipt from me, and you can claim it on your taxes, because this is part of our school. That's what these cronies don't understand when they just be bottling at the mouth. We building something, and everybody on here has a job. You know it. Everybody on here has a job, and you don't have any deductions. So when everybody get a job, Muhammad, I guarantee you, everybody probably let Uncle Sam take the most out of their check because they feel they're going to get a deduction. When you get a job, it says you can take this out of your check, this little percentage. It's called the local taxes or whatever it is. I have to look at my notes. But make a long story short, you agree on that percentage for them to be taking out your check. That's what you agree on. And most Negroes say, I want them to take as much out because I'm finna get a return. So then when I tell you to look at how much they took out of your check in that year, what you gross, see what your tax return be. It don't be a tittle of what they took. And that's when Negroes be trying to do the scam, getting fake social security numbers and all that to try to get some back. And the whole thing is to give Uncle Sam less money and support your organization and build your platform. See, as I close, Noble, have any of us ever watched The Sopranos? I'm about to drop a big nugget. Have any of us ever? Okay, so watch this. Everybody love that gangster stuff, don't they, Muhammad? Watch this. But do y'all know what was really going on with The Sopranos? I bet you. Okay, so were they religious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were the Sopranos religious?
Oh no.
What you mean?
As far as practicing, yeah, they would use their religious laws to the utmost.
They was Catholic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when every time they did something, where do you see Tony Soprano and them killers going? They was going to talk to the priest to confess, right?
Right.
Why do you think they was able to confess and the police can't mess with them? Why? It don't have nothing to do with them being no Sopranos or no gangsters.
It's because the priest he can't be subpoenaed.
Huh?
So the priest can't be subpoenaed.
Why?
Confidentiality.
Your confidentiality, my bad.
What type of confidentiality? Between what parties?
Hey, somebody at the door.
Come on.
The church member and the priest.
But what is that in law? What is that in law? What is that in law?
Ecclesiastical.
Lawyer and client confidentiality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lawyer and client confidentiality in this context. So you can go and tell them all the murders and killings you did. The police can't come and say, okay, well, you know what Gangsta Muhammad did. No, I don't know this lawyer and client confidentiality. They only do it to Negroes because Negro preachers have no rights. That's why I'm a priest on paper. I'm a rabbi on paper. I'm not a black nothing. Why do you think everything was done through the church? Because the church is tax exempt. That's why you had all those businesses. They gangsters. These are people that's doing crime and racketeering and extortion. So how can they get things in their names and do all this building and Teamsters? It go through the church.
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you, that's how the Catholic Church is used. Everybody give donations and they build the infrastructure. I keep telling y'all, the laws work. Everybody that's working at the end of the year, you give Uncle Sam a check. And your money that go to taxes do not go to the United States or the government. It sits in a private banking system. Go ask your tax preparer. Anybody that's doing taxes say, should I be giving to my religious organization to offset what I'm giving Uncle Sam? They're going to be like, yes. You don't have no deductions. I don't care how much you make. If you have no deductions, I guarantee you at the end of the year, if you work 40 hours a week and you make over 40 bands a year, I guarantee you at the end of the year, you owe Uncle Sam if you don't have no deductions and a whole bunch of kids. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. If you sit up here and lie to me, I know you a lying nigga. Excuse my candor. And then when I be telling people, I say, you can't lie to me. I do this shit. Muhammad, watch this as we close. Let me tell you how crazy our people is of the lack of understanding. And I won't say crazy, but the lack of understanding. Right now, you got all these fake podcasts that talk about people, real estate, all this on Breakfast Club and all these other clubs, DJ Envy and call this, all these people with this. It's one dude that used to be in the singing group Pretty Ricky. Remember that? Grind with me, baby, grind with me. His brother went to jail for Ponzi scheme, PPL, and then he talk about he's some goddamn investor and all that. All this shit is stupid. So let me tell you what these dudes be on TV. They be having these seminars and they be going around paying people to go on their TV shows. This is what they be asking people. And our people is sick. And please don't answer in my muftis. Please. I want to hear what the general public, and if you don't know the answer, speak from what you think. So I ask everybody this is what they asking these people because they think credit is something. Would you rather have an 850 credit score or $2 million? Come on, somebody. This ain't even hard thinking. My wife was asking people at work, especially we talk about our sisters, the Europeans answering it. My dad answered, he like, we answered it so smooth, but I said, I can't believe our people will say some of the stupidest shit, so I'm waiting. Would you take an 850 credit score or $2 million? Everybody, come on now, let's talk.
I'll take the cash.
Who else? Who else?
Oh, I'll take the cash.
This what these goofies with all this stuff, they be going to these stupid ass seminars, pay your leisure. Oh, I take the 850 credit score because I can go to the bank and borrow it. I can get in the house and in the trucking. You finna get in the house. What 850 credit score? Your ugly black ass finna go to the bank and get $2 million. I'll wait. You don't have no liquid assets. You don't have no business. You just making up everything. Oh, this create a LLC. You over what? Fictitious shit. You don't have nothing. So show me any ugly Negro that don't have no history dealing with no banks or nothing with an 850 credit score. Go and I can borrow all this. Why you want to borrow something with interest and then you say what, Noble?
On top of that, they're going to charge you interest.
Yes. And then they say, well, I can make 10 million. Fool, you telling me you can't make 10 million with 2 million? You can't make $10 million with 2 million cash. What average Negro in $2 million debt? Half of these ugly Negroes and them women only in debt with credit card debt from stores. A whole bunch of clothes in their closet. They ain't nothing but retail debt. You understand? And they get on TV talking about, oh, I'll take the 850 credit score because I can go to the bank and run it up. I'll go to different places and try to get a line of credit in the same day before they want to check it. Man, shit, that's a scam. Oh, so you're going to try to get some credit instead of $2 million. And me and Muhammad going to laugh at these fools and they ain't going to have nothing next week. And if they get that, they're going to be in so much debt. Everything going to be audited. You just ruined your life. And all that shit is fake. See, the whole thing is to tell you that because they supposed to be credit repairers. See, they supposed to be credit repair. So the whole thing is to say some of the most stupid and lands shit to a financial advisor or journalist like myself that have the background in it because their whole play is the credit fucking repair. You know? Do you see how simple this stuff is? An educator can tell you this in 1.2 seconds. Or you use these credit cards to do this. Only person that can use their credit cards to pay their bills is a special person like my dad or myself that's responsible with it. And I call it quick 30s, where there's no interest. Where if you're using your credit cards to pay your bills and your all etc, before the end of the month, before 30 days, you pay all that shit off with no interest. That's quick 30. But you got to be a special individual to do that shit.
It's a fact.
Do you understand what I be saying? I don't have no scam. I teach real science. I deal with profit and loss. I deal with group economics. And when we organize, we taxes in for the federal government. How do you think all the churches have cars and things and have land and things and get stuff donated to them and they urban communities? How do you think I own Muhammad, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, right? You know, I grew up on Patterson, West Pad. You know this. You go right up Patterson, that corner right there is Mount Elliott. You turn right, damn near that whole side of the street BBT owned. You know it ain't no goddamn houses. I bought all that shit for tennis shoe money, $75, $200. All I got to do is make sure the grass cut in the summer and the sidewalk shovel. And I have my uncle, you know who my uncle is, Ice's granddad, Babe Bro, do it. Now I got my own team to do that shit in the city. I got that shit for tennis shoe money. Now I'm working on the whole other side of the street for fucking tennis shoe money. And then I'm going to put my goddamn blockades on it. And it's going to be private community. Ain't nobody going to be able to turn down Mount Elliott in a minute. That's going to be my street. And I'm going to name it Akil Goodman Boulevard. I'm telling you what I know. And then I'm going to start bringing, and we're going to put modular homes on that mug. And the other side going to be businesses, barbershops. I got a plan. Muhammad, I'm going to sit down and show you what we can do. See, Negroes don't own nothing. They go back in our community and take pictures in front of all that plight. They go back on down there on Avenue A with all them raggedy ass houses and all them liquor bottles and take pictures like that's some hood shit. Like that's glorified. We ain't going back to Flint to take no pictures in front of no whole bunch of raggedy shit. That's some mental shit. Do you see a goddamn Army vet going back to the war? Talk about, this is where I come from.
Nah, but for real, nah, that's crazy.
We going back buying it. And that's what we can do with this change. We taxes in from the federal government when we organize. The Europeans been doing it. The church has been doing it. The churches own everything. A lot of stuff been given to them because the city and the state want to get it off their books. So if you're a religious organization like I am, they'll donate it to us. When they tear all them raggedy houses, Muhammad, down, I don't want those raggedy houses that can't be fixed. I put the petition in for the city to tear that shit down. If Land Bank own it, I put the petition in, I'll be on their ass. And they tear that shit down and I buy the land. I don't need no raggedy ass house that take too much money to fix up and then rent out to a chick on Section 8 that's gonna tear it up. And then in the wintertime, the consumer bill gonna high and she gonna move.
Right.
I did that rental shit in my 20s. You know that, man, my dad was successful. I own property. This is what I tell people. This ain't no poor righteous teacher shit with me. I just grew up in the hood. You know that, Muhammad. I had a mama and a dad that was very successful. My mom and them owned a goddamn daycare in the hood. Babysitted everybody. Employed a lot of people. People used to call us the Huxtables. Our house was the safety zone. Ask ISIS, ask my family. Our house was the safety zone. And my daddy didn't play that shit. Because my daddy was straight gangster. Nobody just didn't know. He ain't run his mouth. My dad was high masonry. You would see some shit, my dad be looking, I'm like, what happened? Y'all be like, oh shit, dad, I ain't asking no questions. Shit.
Facts.
So this is what I'm saying, y'all. This is all I'm saying. I hope we stand up, man, and support something that's real. Because everything I'm saying, we can resurrect ourselves. We can use our tax money that Uncle Sam taxes with supporting something if you do the numbers. I tell a lot of people on your job, don't you know you can file exempt for a while if you know the numbers? A lot of people don't even know what I'm saying. I teach financial literacy. A lot of people file exempt for a certain while. Everybody look at rappers like Drake when he gave away all that money on his video. When Oprah gave away all that money, she did that because she owed that to Uncle Sam. She said, I'm not going to write Uncle Sam no fat check. I'm just going to donate this. This is what I'm telling you what rich people do. It ain't a black and white thing. It's people versus the government. That's why the laws are set up. That's how churches operate. They taxes in for the federal government, religious, scientific, educational, charitable. That's how I operate. I can get grants and loans from the state once I get a brick and mortar again, you know, but we operate off tithes and offerings, and we can keep our organization going on with the little bit of money that we offer if everybody love what we doing. It's just like if you go to church, Muhammad. It's just like brothers go to church. I know a brother that had 5 kids, and he give his 5 kids $10 a week to go to church. He don't do it no more because he part of my organization. I don't want to say his name because he might be on my other stream. And he was like, man, me and my wife give $500 a piece to the church, and we don't know nothing. And we got 5 kids, and he said we give them $10 a week to church. And he said, damn, just the money that we give our kids, you telling me that's all you asking people? And he said, we give our kids $10 a piece a week to go to church. That's $50. That's $200 a month. He said, we give that to our kids. He said the wealth of knowledge. He said, brother, we was going to church. I promise you, they were giving over $23,000 to the church a year, Muhammad. And I said, so I'm sure y'all get a tax-exempt receipt. He didn't know what I was talking about. I said, so you don't get a tax-exempt receipt? He said, what do you mean? I said, are you a member of the church? He said, yeah. I said, well, your church is tax-exempt for the federal government. That's religious, scientific education. The only thing we own is the churches. So you support your church by tithes and offering, and your church is supposed to give you a tax-exempt receipt to take to your financial advisor to offset your taxes. And you should be able to use the tax-exempt number to make purchases. Like all my muftis, if they want to go to the store and buy things, you say, do y'all take tax-exempt status from churches? They'll say, yes, you give me your tax-exempt status. When I had my building out here, I fed seniors on Thanksgiving. I went to Sprouts. I gave them my EIN information. They gave me turkeys and shit, all type of stuff. I filled backpacks up because I'm tax exempt for the federal government, and I can get donations. Companies give me donations, monetary and tangible. And us, as a people, we can do this. Everybody that's working, everybody working full time, I guarantee you have to pay taxes because you have no deductions. All that overtime, all that stuff, if you making 40 grand a year and you don't have any deductions, you giving it to Uncle Sam at the end of the year. Especially if you're not trying to defraud the government, if you're not trying to claim a whole bunch of people kids like our black people do. These is facts. And that's how the churches, and that's how the Jewish churches, Muhammad, and the Catholic churches, that's how they standing big. Right now, just off what I said. I can show you a movie that Wesley Snipes played in when he was a gangster, and at the end of the movie, he dropped all his money in a tide box. Just like say if he was a big time hustler and you selling dope and you know the feds finna hit you. And before they hit you, you got $1 million and you go to church and you in there crying. The feds cannot come in there and arrest you. And you get up and you go right into the tide box and drop $1 million cash in the tide box. They got to walk right the fuck out of there. See, this is what I know. Anybody can give a cash offering to the church. That's why I be telling gangsters. But only my European elders know what I'm talking about. They say your people is so stupid. Drug dealers can't do nothing with that money. You got to understand how to help stuff. If you spend the money, it's a cash donation. So if you watch movies, they go drop that in a tide box, walk off. We got a cash donation. Where it come from? I don't know. You don't have to say where it came from. It's a cash donation. If your tide box is in the middle of the hallway and people don't come to church all the time, they say your door is open. People come in for prayer. And say Muhammad came into my temple because it ain't no black church. You came to my temple or my synagogue and for prayer, and you walk out and you drop $1 million in a tide box and keep it pushing. I ain't got to report. That's an offering. I'm tax exempt from the federal government. That's how these churches popping. We're not understanding the power that we're doing. That's how a lot of these schools is tax exempt. They have what? Stakeholders. And they be wanting they return on their interest. That's why they play with the nonprofit status. But with my nonprofit status, we tax exempt for the federal government. We operate off donations. And your job can help springboard this. You don't have to do nothing special. Just treat me like you treated that black preacher that you grew up with. Treat me like you treat Reverend Pope Chop. Because most Negroes, they say, yeah, man, I get up there, I give, what, 10% of my income. Most Negroes that work, they give 10% of their income to the church. I don't ask nobody for 10% of nothing. So why don't we give 10% of our income and get a tax-exempt receipt? And I bet you don't have to owe Uncle Sam nothing, never again. You'll probably get a return. But what will be happening is you'll be seeing your money working in the community. You will be seeing what I'm doing. You will be in tune. You will be supporting. You will be coming to the conferences. We're getting ready to have our 4th annual Moorish Ball, Muhammad. We had 2 in Vegas. We had 2 out here in Arizona. We're getting ready to have this one this year in Tucson, Arizona at this big stupid resort. We had it last year at this big stupid resort. We're getting ready to have our 4th annual Moorish Ball. And the people calling me like, are you guys going to come and bless us to have your ball out here this year? Yes, we will. And you're welcome. I want everybody to come. This is what we do. It's no scam with me. I have college professors that donate 20 and 30 grand. That's in the high tax bracket. They were like, man, I got to write Uncle Sam a fat check. Can you give me a tax exempt receipt? I said, yes. And they don't even want nothing from me. They support what I'm doing. They love what I'm doing. All my college professors, they say, man, just give me a tax exempt receipt. And a lot of their kids go to Grand Canyon University. So they see me every Wednesday and I tutor their children. And so it's like, And I give everybody a tax exempt receipt. And when they go to their tax preparer, they take that and they be like, boom. They be like, man, I gotta return this year. You know? And that's what it's about. It's not about doing nothing fake. You're not getting nothing back from the government. You're not getting no free money. We got to get that free money shit out of our head. Black folk been trying to defraud the government for years. Oh, let me go get my cousin's grandkids and all this. That's defrauding the government. They just ain't caught up with you. We don't have to do nothing fraudulent. We don't have to do nothing fraudulent. What we're supposed to do is use our money to build our infrastructure. Because anybody that done defrauded the government and got that change, Muhammad, I bet you they ain't got nothing with it. I bet you they probably got an old Charger with 500,000 miles on it. You see? And these are real facts because the whole mentality be a scam. And I don't have no scam. I do real things. Just like all the books you got, Muhammad, I'm tax exempt for the federal government. All the books that you get a tax exempt receipt. I'm a school. This is what I've been telling you. I'm a school. Just like I got my dual master's degree from Grand Canyon University. All my tuition, all my books, I'm able to claim because the school is a 501c3. So me being a religious organization, I ain't just selling no church dinners or no ugly summer camp shirt. I have wisdom. I have a library. This is part of our organization. So all the regalia, your feds, your SheMag, everything that goes to this, what we're doing, and your donations and your offerings, you get a tax exempt receipt. That should be too simple for all of us. And I tell us, we're not giving me nothing. Treat me the same way you would treat your preacher. Treat me the same way. And most people don't get a tax exempt receipt from their church, nobles. Ask your mama, anybody, parents that been going to church forever, right now, as I close. Ask them, do they give their donations? Ask them, have they gotten a tax exempt receipt from church? Ask if Big Mama, anybody, they'd be like, what you talking about, baby? So you telling me if Big Mama, you got the preacher done gave you a stupid plaque because you one of the biggest donors, you done gave 500,000 out of your life, and you telling me you ain't got a tax exempt receipt to offset your taxes, and you still got to pay Uncle Sam that type of money off your earned income taxes? You got to be stupid. The church is doing you a disservice because now you being taxed by the government and you already done gave donations. You should be getting the tax exempt receipt from your church. Ask Big Mama. Ask all of your church brothers that say they members of the church. I bet you they paying their dues and their offering, and then tell them to add it up at the end of the year. And ask them, are they getting the tax exempt receipt from their church that takes to their tax preparer? Nope. Ask them how many books and wisdom that they got to learn. Zero. So at the end of the year, if you make 100 grand, Muhammad, say you get in the truck and I'm just doing a small level, you make 100 bands a year. Well, at the end of the year, you already going to owe Uncle Sam about 10, 15 grand, maybe 20, depending on how it's structured. You don't have no deduction, right? But you go to your church and each month you give $1,000 to your church each month. At the end of the year, that's $12,000. God damn it, the pastor should have gave you a tax exempt receipt for 12 bands to go take that to your tax preparer to offset your taxes. But he gonna look there smiling. He gonna do all his taxes. He all tax exempt. He getting everything tax exempt, but he ain't gonna give you no goddamn receipt for them 12 bands you did. So when it's time for you to do your taxes off your earned income from your job, you finna pay Uncle Sam. You see? That's why the church is rich. The church ain't no good without the people. That's why I said we the people. I want to show y'all what we can do. All we can own is our church and our schools. A job is a job. Nobody can shut this down. Nobody can shut what we do down. Why? Because ain't no European, no Albion putting me on. I ain't took no check. That's why. And I'm 99 degrees. That's why. And I can speak exactly like this with a bullhorn on any corner. I go anywhere and speak exactly how I'm talking. And if anybody don't like it, so what? I bet you can't tell me I'm lying. I bet you can't tell me I'm arbitrary explaining something to you. I bet you nobody can tell you I'm trying to convert you. I bet you nobody can tell you I led you in the burning house. All you can say is I don't like that fez. And I don't like that turban, and I don't like his glasses, and I don't like his chain, and I don't like how he be dressed nice, and I don't like how he be smiling with them pearly whites. So fucking what? And that's how I close it. We got to stand up, man. So I love y'all, man. I give gratitude. If y'all want any books, y'all know to get with me. Thanks for the donations. Tomorrow is Sunday school. We start Sunday school at 2 p.m. AZ time zone. Nobles, we work out every day. Health is wealth. You got to get your mind and your body right to be prepared to do the work. A lot of our brothers is dying at a young age. Talk about some diabetes and high blood pressure. That comes from what you eat. That ain't hereditary. If you take somebody out of a neighborhood or a community that eats slave food, they ain't going to have all that. just like my sister Isis that's out here with me. See, a lot of us have trauma. All of us. I ain't the only one. My brother was murdered. I seen death. Muhammad, you know that. We seen death. We seen a lot of death more than somebody that's in a war. We seen this shit. So we have to heal. And that's what we here to do. We're here to heal. We're not here to talk about our family. We're here to help our family and bring them in the circle. That's what this is about. This ain't about, no, I'm better than you. I ain't no better than you. I come from the same place you are. This is about what we can do. This is a comparative. I'm no good without my brothers and sisters. That's the natural body. When I talk about a functioning body, Muhammad, a head don't say to the foot, it want to be the foot. The ear don't say to the nose, it want to be the nose. That's a functioning body. We all parts of this body, and it take all of us to do this work. It take all of us, and I need y'all help. I need your help, Muhammad. I need your strength. I need your love. I need all that. I need all my nobles that follow me wear fezzes and make excuses over a couple dollars. It ain't about no money. We all got some change. Pennies make dollars. And until we get consistent on what we should do, we should have no problem supporting something that's real. Because Muhammad, everybody be saying they love me. All these Moors be saying they love me. Well, if you love me, well, show me with them pockets. I'm being straight up, and I ain't asking for a lot, because my homie said, man, if I could go to the dispensary and spend $100 a week or $400 a month on stupid weed, that's what my homie said. He said, ain't no way I can't donate to you each week, Noble. He said, this weed is taking over me. This is what he's told me. This is what he told me. He said, man, they done made the marijuana legal. I'm in Arizona, and now, Muhammad, you don't have to. Now, in Arizona, they done changed the law. See, I'm up on all laws. You can buy an ounce every 30 minutes in Arizona now. They know what they doing. That's what I be telling people. I'm up on laws. They like, nigga, spend your money on weed and smoke it up and be dumb as hell.
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing wrong with marijuana. I love the Indian cigarette. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love the Indian cigarette. Girl, that's my homie. Mary J. Hey, ba boom, ba boom. I'm all with that. But I'm talking about the psychosis of us. I don't have a problem with nobody enjoying their life. But when they say they more and they say they do all this, Muhammad, and they be jumping on my page and they say, I ain't a member yet because I don't have no money or I don't have this. Man, dude, we're talking about change. We're talking about change, penny make dollars. But brothers smoke weed every day. And that's what I'm talking about. And now you can get an ounce every 30 minutes. It's going to be more. It's going to the dispensary every 30 minutes. Just because you can. That's psychosis. Just because they can, and then they'll show up on my YouTube and on my Instagram and won't give a fucking slug, and come up with 100 excuses. Oh man, I got to get my money right. Oh man, my job. But you'll go to the dispensary and buy an ounce every 30 minutes and be on my live blowing away like Puff Puff the Magic Dragon in my face, talk about what I don't have. Oh, can I give you a $5 donation to get them books? You want to give me some pennies, but you'll go to the dispensary and do this all day. That's why I tell Negroes, they better leave me alone, Muhammad. If your luxury bill is more than your wisdom, stay the hell away from me. It ain't nothing wrong. See, some people can't afford what they doing, Muhammad. Some people can't afford it. I ain't saying if you can afford it, we ain't talking about that. But we talking about these brothers that always talk that poor stuff. Oh man, I can't get those books. I gotta wait till I get paid. But you went to the dispensary on the Monday. The dispensary closed at 10. Goddamn, I seen Negroes run out the house with one flip-flop on and one sock to try to get to the dispensary before 10 o'clock, before that joker closed. Spending that cash. Oh man, they got a special. They got a special today. Let me see how much an eighth costs. I can give me an eighth for 25. This is the conversation my homie was telling me. He said, man, I lost my fucking mind, bro. And he a more. And he was like, man, ain't no way I should have a library. This is what his wife's saying. She said, how many books do you have in the wisdom that you're dealing with Sheik? And let's see your marijuana bill. He cried. She said, so leave Sheik alone. If I say the brother name, you know him, and I'm not going to say it. We went to school with his wife. I know a lot of people. She said, leave Korea alone because you playing with him. This is what this man's wife said. She said, look how much you did on smoking weed. And then she said, look, the money we gave away to Uncle Sam. Get off that man page running your fucking mouth. Because that's all Negroes want to do is get on my page and talk, Muhammad. This is what I'll be talking about. That little aspect right there. You ask these Negroes, ask every one of them. Ask everyone, what do they do with their money each week? What they spend it on? Are they spend it on clothes? Are they spend it on eating slave food? That's why they don't show up to class consistently, Muhammad, because they can't give $20, $25 a week to come to class and get books. You get $20, $25, I'm going to give you all the books. I'm going to give you books worth $300, $400, $500. And these Negroes can't come to Sunday school and adapt class and give $50 a week or $40 a week. And then the books and the wisdom I'm giving you is going to exhume everything that you got. And then the books and wisdom, if your brothers and sisters in the science, you can give it to them and make all your money back. But this is what I do with Negroes. They want to jump on my page, but I'm blocking all of them, Muhammad. I don't give a damn dick. Man, I got grown men been following me, Muhammad, for years. That's why I said I've been playing nice for years, and I got all their names. See, I told y'all I'm done playing nice. All my muftis know it. I used to have all my muftis keep a database of grown men been following me for 5 and 10 years. Now I'm finna start breaking their names down and blocking them and telling them leave me the hell alone. And them Negroes ain't gave a nan donation in life. Always jumping on my page. Talk about they love me. Playing around. That's why a lot of people ain't where they want to be. Because their security is in a job. And they playing. And they sporadic. You see Negroes have their phone all day. I bet you right now people got Pornhub in their phone. See, when I talk like this, people be God turning red. Pornhub. Y'all Negroes know what I'm talking about. Pornhub. Titties and ass. I bet you a Negro right now have their phone looking at titties and ass or YouTube all day. Oh, I ain't got time. Yes, you do. Put that damn earbud in your ear. See, you be at phone. You be at work on the floor with your phone taking pictures. Oh, man, the lying down. I ain't doing nothing. Man, if you work with me and the lying down, you taking picture, I'm walking your ass out my building. How about that? Nah. How about that? And Negroes talk about they don't be having no time, Muhammad. And all through the day, they TikToking their ass off. This is what I be saying. This is what I be saying. Negroes come to me with that poor bum stuff. You can't, that's over. Everybody that been following me for years, I don't care who you are, I'm blocking you. That's why I'm on Facebook. Man, no, with all my high school friends and that like yourself, man, we know what we doing. A lot of these brothers, this conscious community, this more science stuff has became some of the most stupidest shit you will ever can phantom. I'm being straight up honest. You will see a whole bunch of people with affairs on like this. You would not want to be associated with them stupid ass nigga sovereign citizens. You would not. You would not. And we stepping on their necks and we blocking all these fake sovereign citizens. I'm not dealing with those be jumping on my page and then going other places, getting all that miscommunication. Dude, as we close, we are not tolerating no garbage here. If you want to learn with us, it's a way to learn with me. If you don't like what I'm doing, then fine. This can be your last day tuning in to me. My Cash App is Cash App $KG Bay. That's my Cash App. If you can't give $10 when I'm speaking of 5 funky ass dollars, don't come on my page. And I mean this shit. I can say it like that. I can say that. If you come to my church or my temple, which is gonna come and listen to me and jump out and walk and walk away, you ain't gonna give a small offering for the teaching and the love. I know you will. So treat me the same. I'm using this technology to build. I'm not asking for a lot, and your $5 or your $10 will get you any piece of wisdom if that's all you have. And if everybody know me, they know me. And if you really don't have it, I'll give it to you. Because I want you to have it. I just want you to treat me the same. Like the Bible says, a workman is due his hire. I'm going to treat Muhammad the same way. If Muhammad has something, I'm not going to try to disrespect his service. I don't want no discount from Muhammad. No, I don't. I know this man, this is his business. I want to pay him swell. I want to make sure his service is rendered. I want to make sure he's doing that. If he's a barber, I don't even have no hair. I'll be going to get my beard and stuff lined up. Why? Because I'm supporting him. And I know that money's circulating. Why? Because he's doing business with me.
There you go.
He's doing business with me. He's doing all this wisdom. He's talking, his intellectual level going on. I got to support him. And everybody that need a haircut and a beard, they better be going to Muhammad. Or why not? Or I'm cussing you out.
Yeah.
Every time. Because that's how I rock. So once again, man, I give gratitude, man. And if the European is helping me, why not us? Why not my brothers and sisters? If the European love me, I'm 99 degrees of Memphis and Mizra. I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I never lie to y'all. I'll show you everything. I'll show you all my degrees, all my scholarship. I ain't just fell out of heaven. I'm just like you, but I've resurrected myself. And I know who I am in spirituality and law and history. And I'm proud to wear my fez. I'm proud to wear my turban. I'm proud to wear my yarmulke. I'm proud to wear my kufi. I'm proud to wear my tunic, whether it's cotton or silk. I'm proud of that, as you should. Let's start self-identifying who we are, man. So I give y'all love and I give y'all honor for taking time out y'all day. Muhammad, I'm going to be sending you kufis. I'm gonna send you a turban. I'm gonna send you a she-mag with your prayer rug. And like I said, man, I just operate off a donation. Don't nobody have to give me nothing. I want you to have that. I want us to do business. When a person say, man, this man just did that for me, I just gave that man a donation. What? I just gave him a donation. And he did all this. Why? Because I can. So with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. I give gratitude. Tomorrow's going to be amazing. That's all I can say because my mufti logged in late. So I have to kind of freestyle this. So tomorrow we're going to be going over Know Thyself. I think I sent you that book, Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be going over the chapters, and I'm going to, if everybody be on time, my mufti, Maso, if he feel like doing it, I want him to illuminate those chapters in there. And then we're going to continue a little film. So what we do is teach and educate, and I'm going to build off that.
What chapters are you gonna be focusing on?
I tell you what, I don't know which one it is. I'll text you tonight and tell you. But I promise you this. I promise you this. This is how it always happens. Our spirits align. And when our will and our will match, I bet you everything's going to connect. That's why I tell people open it up and let the spirit take you right to where you want to get to. I promise you.
Okay.
And that's how you start working. When everybody say, what should I read in my Quran, all this? Open it up. What should I read in my Moorish Quran? Just open it up. I promise you, it's going to take you. Your spirit's going to take you there because you're going to read it all. And then you're going to have something to talk about. And then I can start giving you guidance. But if you come from a place of just wondering and never jumping in and say, oh, I had to jump first. I had to go in there and let my spirit start talking to me. That's the first level. Then we can start conversing. Then we can start comparing and contrasting. But if we just ask them, what about this and what about this? And the person never took the chance to open it up, they ain't learned nothing. They just want to debate. And I ain't going to debate that. I'm going to tell you to shut the fuck up talking to me. Excuse my candor. Excuse my candor. I have to be bold like that. Because, see, the reason why I have to talk like this, Noble Muhammad, if I just talk education and scholarship, don't nobody want to hear that. Man, I put a survey out one time. I said, man, what do y'all want to hear me talk about on YouTube and Facebook? You know what these niggas said?
What?
Will Smith hitting Chris Rock in the face.
Man, we lost.
I'm dead serious.
We lost.
Man, I've been educating. I've been in academia. My lectures were full of Europeans. So I have to talk like this just to bring somebody in. I have to say some curse words. If I didn't, they'd be like, oh, he boring.
Uh-huh.
I did a whole survey with black folk. They were like, man, Will Smith. Talk about was Mac and Will Smith. And then it was some other stupid stuff. Talk about some Safari. I don't even know who Safari is. But it's some love hip. I said, that's what y'all want to talk about? I said, oh my God. So I have to do a little bit of this. I have to use my whole content. I have to curse. I have to do all this to keep people attention because that's what we listen to in our car.
That's what feed.
Yes.
That's attached to.
Yes.
You know?
So that's why I'm trying to bring our selected group and monetize this. When I tell my brothers and sisters to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kari Hakeem Goodman Bay, subscribe to our Temple and School YouTube channel. You know, Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. And you already on Facebook because a lot of this stuff I'm getting ready to stop. It do me no service, man. I told you, this more science, I call it poorish science, Muhammad. See, these Negroes can talk about the Nation of Islam, all these Moors, where the feds is, but Moors is poor. They don't have no money. They can't even donate. And they talk about everything else. So I'm not worrying about no poorish science. I'm the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. That's it. All those poor science and them Negroes talk about they can finna overthrow the government and they some sovereign citizen and they finna file some taxes and ain't it. I don't want to associate with them. I'm blocking all those fools.
Okay.
That's over. So you don't got to worry about nobody. Is there some special paper that you can file to make you? None of that. I'm telling you that from an elder. It ain't none of that's going to make you nothing but you. We're not criminals. This feds, I'm just, watch. You see I took it off? I put it back on. I'm the same person. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. This ain't no magic. This ain't no get out of jail free card. You get your head bust wide open with this on. I start naming all them Negroes that got their head bust wide open. And I guarantee you, none of them wearing this fez to work because they don't even know the precedent in law to say that they can wear their fez at work or in military and in court. Their employers say, take that damn hat off. And they'll take it off. Well, this is my national headdress. Give me the precedent in law and a doc number and the Free Information Act that say you can wear that at work in the military or on a job. They can't give it to you. Well, take it off. And that's what they do. They don't know. That's why I be laughing. That's why I be laughing at all our brothers. They doing criminal acts. So I give y'all love, I give y'all peace, and I give y'all understanding. And I'll see everybody in the morning at 9 a.m. for workout and at 2 p.m. AZ time. I give gratitude to you, Noble Muhammad, for just trusting me and learning and just opening up your heart and your family to what we teaching. Man, we're all brothers and sisters. We use all the same books. So if we all use the same books, we can't be getting an arbitrary explanation. What's happening is we've been miseducated and somebody has allowed their interpretation to destroy us. And we're not going to allow that. So I give you honor and I give you gratitude for resurrection, man. And I give everybody on this platform for just taking the time out their day. Because you could have been doing anything, but you took time out your day to listen to little old me. You could have been doing anything with your money, and you decided to give a donation to me. And if you gave a donation, please hit me up because I want to give you literature. I want to bless you the same way you blessing me. This is what I do, and I give gifts. So I love y'all, man. Peace, light, and understanding, brothers. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.